Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 3, gang, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Part 3, gang, y'all, let's get it. Like, share, subscribe, let's get it. Let's go. I promise you, man, I'm like, this man gave me 2 packs of Newports. I'm like, I told them jokes. I was like, God, I went to the door. I seen them leaving out. I seen them leaving. I was like, yo, this joke crazy, man. I was like, whoa. I was like, okay. I took them jokes. I ripped the pack open. Yeah. Dumped them out. I was like, yeah. I got a fresh 40 piece. I'm like, this is crazy. The shorts, though, they want the Cadillacs. I'm like, I put them in plastic jumps. Like, wrap them up. I'm like, man, crazy. I was like, man, I'm selling these jumps for $20 a pop. Do the math on it. Do the math on it. I'm back. You hear me? I am back. I was happy. This wasn't the Lala, but I can get the Lala. I ain't tripping. I had the Lala for a while since I've been in that pod. But this was the cigarette game. I needed it though. I'm like, it's crazy. So I don't say nothing. You know what I mean? My roommate come back. They lock us down when they come back from breakfast until they call Mob 1. Then it be Mob 1, stand by for morning rec, all of that, rec in the pod, all of that going on. So my roommate come back in the cell. They lock us down. So my roommate lock us down. I stood up. I was like, yo, you want to hit this? He was like, what's that? I was like, shh. He was like, it's Newport. I was like, yeah, bro. Yeah, so he was like, then I hit the Newport. He was like, man, the Newport in a minute. I was like, yeah, me either. I said, for real, I might break some of these down because that's what dudes used to do. Like when you got Newports, man, I'm telling you, man, like prison is a doggy dog world. I'm telling you, when you got Newports in there, sometimes, like in the beginning when they took the tobacco, that's when dudes was selling Newports. You could buy a Newport for $10, $20, it depends. Like dudes was doing that. But after a while, that got scarce. Like before dudes got smart to be able to be like, I need a bag of tobacco to come in the penitentiary. Dudes would get the Newports and break the Newports down. So out of like one Newport, you might can get like 5 roll-ups. And I know that sounds crazy, but you might get 5 roll-ups. Each roll-up you sell for $3, I think. I think a roll-up went for $2.50. Matter of fact, a roll-up was $2.50. So you get like 5 roll-ups out of each cigarette. Do the math, like $7. You know what I mean? Like it was something like that. But either way, dudes will break down the Newports. That's what dudes used to do because you can sell roll-ups. So I was like, I'm about to break down about 10 of these things. So I was like, look, you trying to sell some roll-ups? My roommate was like, yeah. So the whole time we was in there, we was hitting the Newport, breaking down the roll-ups, hitting the Newport, getting it right. My word, the dope pop, everybody can smell that joint. Dudes was like, I seen dudes look like, man, somebody got that mini. Somebody got that minty flavor. I was like, yo. I seen my homeboy, I was like, he come down the steps, I'm like, here. He was like, what's this? I'm like, 2 Newports. He was like, where you get Newports from? I'm like, man, relax. You know what I mean? Calm down, my guy. Got this under control. He was like, that John Craig, you got Newports? I'm like, yeah. So he dip off. I see my roommate out there getting to that bag. He moving around already. He going to this cell, that cell. He moving around. So everything was smooth. So I'm in a jump. And I hear somebody say, hey, Weezy! I'm in the cell. I'm like, I come out, I'm like, yo! Like somebody wants you at the door, man. I'm like, who is it, bro? I don't know, the dude from across the hall. I'm like, all right. I go back in the cell real quick, then I come back. I shoot out there. I get closer to the door. I see him. He right there at the button. He like, next thing you know, push the door open up. I come out. I'm like, what's up, bro? He like, hey, bro, you got Newports? I'm like, yeah. He was like, how many packs he brought you, bro? I wanted to be like, yo, bro, what you got a wire on? Thought he was Jay Reed. I'm like, yo, bro, I ain't say that, but that's what I'm saying in my head. I'm like, how many packs he brought me? I'm like, well, what's up? What you talking about? Like, what's going on? He was like, he brought you some packs. I'm like, bro, what's up? What you talking about, bro? Like, right now, you scaring me, bro. He was like, Shawty, look, all I'm asking is, did he bring you some packs, Shawty? Like it's a yes or no question. Like, you acting like That's the question you can't answer, Charlotte. Like, me and you had straight conversations, like, and I kind of ain't like where this conversation was going. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, because I'm the type of dude that I don't like nobody kind of telling me what to do or trying to even tell it to me nice how to do what I need to do. I don't like it at all. So I say, yo, bro, listen, I don't know what you're insinuating, and I didn't mean to do this, but it's just the way he came. So maybe I was wrong. You know how things happen in the beginning, and then you be like, yo, I could have been wrong. He could have been wrong, or whatever the case. But I just took how he was coming like it was something different. I didn't look at like, yo, like me and him in the same car. And you know what I mean? Like we could have conversations like this. I'm still in defensive mode of somebody calling me to the door that I thought was copping. But the whole time he got questions, y'all. So boom. So I had to kind of check myself, but this was later. But right then and there, I was like, yo, bro, listen. I don't know what you heard. I don't know what somebody told you, bro. So my roommate got roll-ups, bro. I don't have no Newports, bro. He got roll-ups, bro. He was like, so y'all ain't got no Newports. That's what you trying to say, bro. Y'all ain't got no Newports. I said, man, listen, you heard what I said, bro. You know what I mean? With the straight face, I'm like, you heard what I said, man. So he was like, all right, Sean. All right, Sean, you good. You good. You good, Sean. He went back to this door. He was like, the lady over the joint, like, he went in his pod, y'all. So boom. I'm standing there like, trying to get back in my pod, like, oh, man, bro, wow, now. Like, you know what I mean? I walked back in. I see my son. I was like, yo, look. If anybody asks, bro, you got the roll-ups. You don't got nothing with Newports. You ain't got nothing with Newports. He was like, why you say that? What if somebody trying to get it? I was like, because, man, stuff crazy right now. I don't know. He was like, what? So I was like, come in the cell. So he came in the cell. When he came in the cell, my other homeboy come in the cell. And I gave the 2 Newports too. So they come in the cell. I light a Newport. I'm like, yo, y'all crazy, man. I was like, man, say word. The Richmond dude just pull up on me. You know what I mean? Asking me, do I got Newports? Did the police bring me Newports and all of this? My homeboy was like, why you say that? Because I ain't put my homeboy on what was all what was going on. Because at the time, I want their business kind of like what was going on. Just like today, really, this ain't the time. But still, though, I got to put my bros on point. So I'm like, yo, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. In a long story short game, I had caught C.O. Hall, man. C.O. Hall bringing that stuff in. My homeboy was like, what? Man, I knew it, man. Anybody that's the cops like that, man, they always dirty, man. I knew it. I said, bro, I caught him red-handed. I said, the dude from the that pull up on me, because I caught him red-handed, I guess he felt guilty. And he told me, you know what I mean, what was going on with his play, that he gave me a couple of joints, cigarettes, you know what I mean? I said, then he gave me a number to call somebody that we was on Sussex 2 with. I called bro, the dude he telling me to call, and he told me he the one plug Hall with him, with the bro from Richmond. So he was like, look, you holler at Hall. So I was like, that's what I did. He was like, my homeboy was like, you holler at Hall? I was like, yo, Hall brought these Newports in. My homeboy was like, you lying, bro. I said, man, listen, that's the word on everything I love. Hall brought these cigarettes in, bro. He brought these joints in. My homeboy said, man, always be them cops, man. He was like, but what Richmond dude talking about, though? I was like, man, that man was just pulled up asking questions. He was like, so why you ain't tell him dude brought you no Newport since all y'all know us? I said, man, I don't know. I just was in defense mode, man. He was like, man, do the man be getting Newports from him too? I was like, yeah. He said, do y'all know what's going on? I was like, yeah, I know what he was like, man, you should have done that. Should have done that, Weezy, man. He was like, because now he probably feeling like, man, like, bro, trying to spin me. I know he got it. He said, you don't know if C.O. Hall told him. I was like, man, you right, man. I was like, that junk was lame. I said, I just so used to being in defense mode. I'm not used to nobody questioning me about what I got going on, bro. So like, he was like, nah, you good though. He was like, well, just tell him the truth though. Like, see why he asking you this. I said, but he said, because he never told you why he was asking, right? I said, I never gave him a chance because I spun him like he was like, man, you wild, man. He was like, nah, you need to holler at him again, bro. For real, bro. You know what I mean? Because you ain't gonna be able to do business beefing. I'm like, yeah, you're right, man. You know what I mean? So I waited a little bit and I seen, bro. You know what I mean? But first I seen Hall. I wanted to say something to Hall, you know what I mean? Because I haven't even said nothing to him yet. This man just dropped me off some newies. So he ain't saying nothing to me. I ain't saying nothing to him. So I was like, man, first things first. I'm going to say something to Hall first. So Hall came and did a round. When he stopped by my cell, I was like, yo, look. He was like, I said, yo, look, man. I appreciate you, man. Real talk, man. He was like, it's all good. I ain't never heard him say nothing like that. It's all good. It's all good. I'm like, yo, look. That's what I'm saying, though, man. Like, you sure you ain't trying to make $1,000, man? You just out here being a good Samaritan for free? I said, I got $1,000 for you, bro. That's all you got to do is meet my peoples, man. I got $1,000 for you, Hall, man. He was like, it's like he was considering it. He was like, what you and dude got going on over there in 43 Pod? I said, yeah, for real. Like, what do you mean we got going on? I said, he pulled up on me and asked me, did you bring me anything? He said, what you tell him? I said, man, I spun him. I told him, I don't used to nobody questioning me like that. He was like, I told him I brought you something. I told him I was going to bring his next week. And I brought him something. I told him I only brought you one pack. How many packs you told him I brought you? I was like, I ain't tell him nothing, bro. I ain't tell him nothing, man. He was like, yeah, well, watch what you say to him. I said, man, you watch what you say to him, man. I said, look, I don't got nothing to do what you doing with him. Me and you can do what I'm trying to pay you. I don't want to have this, like, you just looking out, and I don't know. I don't need that, man. I don't need that. I said, I want to do business. I don't want to have friendship. I want to have business. I don't know what everybody else talking about. He was like, yeah, but one thing about it, that I do what I want to do, and I move the way I want to move. So if I want to move for $1,000, you think you the first person to offer me $1,000? He said, I know a dude that offered me $2,500. You got $2,500? I said, nope. No, you can go work for him for $2,500. I don't have $2,500. I'm gonna be honest with you. Trying to bring me 10 phones and a pound in here. I said, you bring me 10 phones and a pound? I said, I'll give you the world, CO Hall. So boom. So we negotiating, man. But like, I never seen him this just talkative. Like, but you know, he done something for me. So I guess he's feeling comfortable about this, man. But this man used to be a cop. Now me and him is freaking having business conversations, negotiating about freaking Lala. So he said what he said and dipped off. The only thing I don't agree about what he said was that I don't supposed to talk to dude. Now, I was wrong for not giving bro the count. Now, y'all probably be like, you don't supposed to, Weezy, but like, still though, like, I'd rather the inmate be on my side than the police be on my side. And I know that sounds crazy, but even with Hall still moving around, acting like he fuzz, and he bringing cigarettes, and he's still the cops part-time, that nigga still was a cop, y'all, so boom. So I gotta do what I gotta do, man. I seen bro, and I was like, I'm gonna holler at him, man, because me and him ain't never had no problem. We was on substitute together, never no problem. So I seen him. He seen me. He ain't even say nothing when he seen me. I was like, let me holler at you, man. He was like, I was like, man, look, bro, my bad, bro. You know what I mean? I said, that's my bad, bro. I ain't, you know what I mean? He was like, oh, so you do got Newports? I was like, yeah, bro. I said, look, I ain't know he was gonna bring them junks, bro. I was like, look, don't go back and tell him. He was like, nah, because he's supposed to have brought me a pack. He said he only had gave you a pack. I said, yeah, he brought me a pack, bro. I said, that's all he brought me. I had to lie right there. This on the protection of the roller. But I just wanted to make sure me and bro got an understanding of what's going on for we don't bump heads. He was like, yeah, shorty, I was just trying to get to the bottom of things. Like, you was supposed to brought me my pack. I've been waiting for my pack. And I said, man, look, man, we should make him bring the Lala, man. He said, how we gonna make him bring the Lala? I said, man, I don't know. I said, you been knowing him longer than I know him. I thought he was a cop the whole time, bro. I said, bro, listen, I got $1,000. I got $1,000 I could put up, man. I said, man, listen, I can go get $300 cash. I had access to a lot of stuff. Now, the $300 cash wasn't mine, but I had access to go get it if I ever needed to play. And my man told me I can just send him $5 for the 3 and to put on his books if I ever needed that $300 cash. So I had access to a lot of things. Like, so I'm like, yo, bro, like, for real, we should try to get him to move to Lala, man. He was like, man, I don't know how we're going to do that because he ain't even really with it like that, man. He be talking like he ain't trying to come in here with that stinky stuff and he don't smoke it on the street. He don't mess with it on the street and this and that. I said, bro, it got to be a way, man. I said, look, this is what we going to do. I said, because if you say 1,000, I said, he going to know it's coming from me. I said, tell him you got 500. I said, tell him you got 500. I said, because he could probably do it for you. He ain't going to do it for me. I said, tell him you got 500, bro, and see what he say. See what he say, man. He said, man, like, I'm going to tell him 500 just for 2 then. I was like, 2 zips of the loud pack there. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right. I was like, yo, but you only get a half a zip. I said, I was trying to get enough for you can get an ounce out the deal. I said, but you only get a half a zip out of 2. I'm just letting you know now. He was like, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I was like, all right, we'll holler at him then. So the whole day went on until CO Hall was about to go home. So right before CO Hall was about to go home, bro called me out at the salad port. So I go back out there again and I see him. He like, hey, shawty. He was like, look. He said, man, he trying to figure out who gonna be working next weekend. And then if it's the sweet people up front that be shaking people down when they come into work, then he said he got a possibility of doing it. He said because he got a family member that be up there doing the pat down. So he was like, he'll be able to get in easy. But it all depends on that. So I said, see, he agreed to do it. He was like, I don't know. I was like, man, well, I don't got time for my peoples to be trying to meet somebody that don't got their mind made up. I said, bro, his mind got to be made up before we give him this money. You know what I mean? He was like, look, though, what I was thinking is what you had said yesterday, though. Like, he was like, what I was thinking was what you was talking about earlier, when you was saying that you can get that $300 cash. He was like, maybe the cash might make him move faster. He was like, but for real, though, like, Like, goddamn, let's just test him out with 100. You know what I mean? I was like, nah, bro. I said, because if I go get that 300, I got to send somebody 500. You know what I mean? So I'm like, either way, it's 500. So I'm like, yo, if I go get the 300, we giving them 300. You know what I mean? Like, the 300 going to be equivalent to 500 in penitentiary. Like, it's $300 bills. So I was like, if he trying to do that, if you try to get him to do that, it'd be the same thing. He was like, man, I'm going to try to get him to do it, man. But either way, before he get off work, before his break come up, you know what I mean? I'm going to holler at him, man. You know what I mean? We still got him for tomorrow and the next day. So I'm like, all right, bro, do you. So I let bro do it him. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of slowed down on, like, hustling them Newports because, like I don't know, something about everything that was going on. You know how you get a bad feeling? And I started getting a bad feeling just on the strength that I'm dealing with a real cop, man. Like, this dude was a cop. He was a cop, man. It was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Everybody that knew this man in 40 Building knew that Officer Hall was a cop, man. But, like, those be the ones that be coming through getting the bag. But he don't want the bag. This man just want to keep bringing in cigarettes and, you know, which is cool. He brought me a 40 piece. I appreciate that on the house. But he ain't paying up but $20 at the gas station. That's all that counted. You know, I gotta say, I appreciate it. I ain't being greedy. But at the same time, y'all know I'm a psycho. I need that la-la, y'all. So boom. So I'm just waiting, man. I'm like, I'm gonna see what bro gonna say, man. Like, oh, you know, I'm chilling, man. I'm sitting on the steps. The steps ain't too far from my door. So I come around, I'm just sitting on the steps. You know what I mean? I'm cool. But I'm looking at the door, watching everything. I mean, slide open up. I see who out there. See what's going on. I see Hall coming to joint. He do a round. I left the joint in my window. You know what I mean? I forgot it was in there. And I'm on the bottom bunk. I got the little joint in my window. So he walked by. He was like, he went right on my cell. So he walked on my cell. I go in there right behind him. So when I go in there right behind him, I see him. I'm like, yo. He was like, take this out your window, what? I was like, yo, man, what's up, man? What we gonna do, man? He was like, I don't move on your time, Mike. I said, man, look, man. I don't know what your ass scared about, man. You already breaking the damn law. I said, you still gonna be the police and tear off line? I said, just bring the la-la in. He was like, if I do it for you, I'm gonna have to do it for somebody else. And if I do it, period, it's gonna be for him first. And you don't need to know who that is. I'm like, I know who it is, man. He was like, you think you know everything. You don't know everything, White. Watch out. And he walked out my cell, man. I said, you fake ass fat out with some boom. Left out, dip. I mean, I'm like, man, I can't never get to an understanding with this guy. But he's a cop. What kind of understanding I'm going to get with a crooked cop, man? This guy extra crooked. So I'm like, man, I'm just to see if bro can create the magic. I'm going to see if bro can put it together, man. Because if bro can put it together, then I ain't going to really have to do nothing, man. But I'm just hoping this just will go on, man. I promise you. So, chilling. I'm like, man, this shit wild, man. I'm like, damn. So I'm just waiting to see if bro can do it. So I'm waiting to hear a good word. I'm waiting for him to send a message like, yo, Weezy, look, I need it. Let's do it. So I'm like, man, this shit crazy, man. So nothing happened that second day. Now, this is Hall last day. The Hall last day, morning time, Brett come back. When Brett come back, bro came in our pod. He come in my cell. I'm like, yo, he like, Weezy, hey, look, I got it. I'm like, what you mean? He was like, man, he said he'll do it for $500. I said, the 2 zips? He was like, yeah. I said, man, he said, look, you just got to give me your people's number and let me quarterback it. Like, I know your people's. Just tell your people's, just let me. I was like, yeah, I can do that. I said, but look, though, if I get this $500, I said, goddamn, ask him, can you give him $250 now and $250 when he come back? You give him both green dot cards. One when he leave, one when he come back. He was like, all right, I'm going to ask him, but I don't know if he going to do it. He was like, he don't want to do it, but he told me that his people's going to be working at the shakedown joint when he come in. So he was like, he should be able to do it. So everything's a go. So I'm like, everything's a go. I was like, bro, you sure, bro? He was like, yeah, I'm positive. I'm like, man, go back and make sure, bro. Double check, triple check, bro, before I do all of this, bro. I said, because if I was doing all of this, I wouldn't be massive, but I'm third partying through you. And I don't really want you to be responsible for no BS, bro. Like me and you got to fall out over 5 cents, bro. I said, because 5 cents don't grow on trees, bro. He was like, yeah, true indeed. I ain't, you know, but I'm trying to get some la-la. Like he said he'll do it. You already know he'll move. So like, if he take the money, I don't got him bucking on me, Weezy. I'm like, man, he ain't gonna buck. I was like, that's the last thing he gonna do is buck on you. I said, because he know you know the information. He know you know the information. So I said, the last thing he gonna do is buck on you. He's not gonna do that because he know you can ruin his career. Bro was like, man, I wouldn't do that anyway. I ain't no snitch. All right, bro, just let's make sure you double check and triple check what the business is, bro, before everything gets to, you know what I mean, what we supposed to be doing. So he was like, all right. So when he said that, I dipped off. My word, I dipped off. You know, Hall was working. So like, I ain't really want to like use the jack around him, but I had to go to a safer, y'all know I'm on the bottom tier. So I had to go to a safer location. I went upstairs and my man jumped the sleep panel in the corner by the handicap. I went to his joint, he got a bird's eye view of all doors. So I was straight. So I pulled the joint out and I called my bro. And I hollered at him, I let him know like, yo, look, bro, blah, 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 blah. I need a package game. I need 2 Zipperooskies. I need 2 Zipperooskies, man. He was like, all right, but when? I'm like, look, ASAP. I was like, but look, that's what it is. I'm gonna get my man your number. I said, I'm gonna tell him, text you before he call. I said, cause he probably gonna be on the jack. I said, when he call you, he's gonna act like you his people. So just quarterback with him. I said, because it's like this is his car, but it's our stuff. I said, so just go along with it. You know this for me. Just make sure everything's straight. He was like, I got you. That's a lot. So that's what I did. You know what I mean? So I dipped back out. So I went back out and I stood by the door and I seen bro. I was like, look, man, my people's ready, bro. I was like, in a minute, I'm gonna get that $500. So I was like, look, you gonna be ready? He was like, yeah. I'm about to holler at him one more time. So a little bit later going, he was like, he gonna spit at him. So right before lockdown came in our pod, he was like, hey, look, bro, everything will go, man. He said he gonna do it. He said he gonna bring it when he come back on the weekend. So this was like a Wednesday. So I'm like, all right, bet. He off for his little 3 days. He come back Saturday. We be straight. That's how I usually go. That's his schedule. So I'm like, all right. So I go hop back on the phone. My man had the card for the 500. I said, yo, look, that's a go, bro. I said, look, just make sure, you know what I mean? When my man called, he was like, yeah, I got it. So I hang up with my man. I got the 5 cent on a green dot card, man. I pull up on the dude from the I was like, yo, here, bro. I put it in his hand. He was like, it's the 5. I was like, yeah. I was like, look, man, make sure his fat ass bring that damn package, man. Make sure that nigga bring that package. He be like, yeah, he gonna do it. He gonna do it. I'm like, all right. So he dipped. So before they left, Hall came, did a little round. When he did a round, he seen me. He walked by me. He was like, I was like, I looked at him then right before he walked by. I was like, yo. He stopped. I was like, yo, what's that about? What I do now? He was like, you ain't do nothing white. You ain't do nothing white. He kept checking the door. He was like, you ain't do nothing white. You ain't do nothing white. You freaking rhinoceros pism. So boom. Sick of this guy, man. But bring this Lala, man. That's what he need to do. He need to bring this Lala. But for real though, man, like, I went from feeling uneasy about this play to like, this play gotta run smooth. Like, this play got to run smooth. Like, this gotta be a play that runs smooth. Because for real, man, like, I wasn't a rat either, man. But like, I don't know how C.O. Hall is looking at it, but like, he brought me Newports. He brought the Richmond dude Newports. You know what I mean? Like we know the count. Like, so I was like, this man ain't gonna buck on us. Like, when the dude from Richmond told me that, I believed it. Because I'm like, there's no way in the world that he's gonna come with a curveball. So basically, we just waiting on the Lala to hit. You know what I mean? I'm like, yes, this is a good play right here. Me and my homeboy who was on the red team that I was getting the pack with, that jump that went stale. So it's like, I needed another little round. You know what I mean? I'm like, I hope this go through game. I hope this work. So I'm just waiting. You know what I mean? Thursday come around. I'm like, yes. I'm telling dudes, I'm setting plays. I'm like, yo, look. Hey, bro, look. Tell bro, I got quarters for sale. I got quarters of Lala for sale, bro. Or the Loud Pack. Yeah, this weekend, bro. Catch you Saturday evening, bro. Holler at me. You know what I mean? Dudes putting together. All right, I'm going to get on the phone now. I'm going to holler at my peoples. I'm telling my homeboy over in the 80 building, yo, hey, look, bro. I'm going to send you something through the gym. Rock and roll over there. Get that bag. He like, hey, all right. I'm going to holler at you. Like, bro, yeah, some loud coming through the jank, some official loud. So I'm getting ready to make this money, y'all. That's all needs to be done, is to make this money, man. So that's all I need to be doing. Friday roll around. You know what I mean? Getting even more happier. You know what I mean? I'm feeling myself swagged up a little bit. Feeling good. Like, I'm about to be straight in a minute. All the way straight. Like, I just was straight. Now I'm about to be all the way straight. I invested in this money. You know what I mean? I invested in like 700 and change into this play. Almost 800 into this play. Counting the roller. Counting the Loud Pack. So I gotta get my money back off this joint. So I'm just waiting. I'm like, man, I can't wait to this, man. Like, I never had my own ounce and a half. I never had that before. So this is gonna be like a new one for me, man. Kind of like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, man, this is crazy. I'm about to have a whole zip and a half. I was just happy about it, y'all. I was waiting for it. So Saturday rolled around. I slept all the way through breakfast. When I woke up, all I hear is, hey, take everything down out your window and light. Have it down before I come. If I see it in your cell, you getting in charge. Yeah, you heard me? I'm like, man, I'm tired of waking up to this freaking rhinoceros pism. I'm like, man. So I'm like, at least he here. Yeah, at least he here. He do his rounds. He walk by and look at me like this. I'm like, why he always growling at me like, he keep doing his round. I'm like, sucker, man. That's my work. I can't stand him, man. He do his round and dip. So they let everybody out. So I'm waiting. I'm just waiting on the Richmond dude to come holler at me. So I was like, I ain't gonna be all out in the pod like I'm on his top, trying to find out what's going on, whatever the case. I'm just waiting for him to holler at me. So I'm chilling, you know what I mean? I'm like, man, it's all crazy. All right, it's all crazy, man. I'm chilling. Sit in the cell. Man, something just told me like, yo, like, for real, Carrie, just like he working, like I almost got relaxed because I'm like, damn, I stayed the night with the phone, but I know when he worked, like I'm gonna get up and go pass this joint off to my man. I'm like, yo, let me pass this joint on. You know what I mean? So I was like, he working. I'm like, but he about to bring the pack. I mean, I need this joint to goddamn call my man, let him know everything's smooth. And I'm like, my son told me like, yo, bro, go pass that, go get that jack up, bro. It's early in the morning. Go get that phone up, bro. So that's what I did. I got up, I went and gave the jack up to my man. So I get a jack up to my man, that's my word. I go back in the cell, you know what I mean? I'm like, I ain't, you know, I looked in the salad port to see if I see bro. I ain't see him. So we waiting, everybody was like, yo, why they ain't call us for outside rec yet? Everybody looking outside like, yo, 30 building outside. Why the fuck we ain't go outside? So everybody at the door dressed up, ready to go outside, workout clothes. Why we ain't outside rec yet? Why we ain't outside rec yet? The lady was like, lady ain't had no answer. Lady ain't had no answer. Next thing you know, you hear dudes was at the door, dudes turn around, dudes like, yeah. Hey, yo, the police coming in the building super deep. They coming in the building super duper deep. This is my word. They come in the building. They open up all doors. All the doors open up. They came in our part. They came in that part. They went in the middle part. All you heard was locked down. Everybody, get out the shower. Go to your cell. Dudes like, we ain't going outside. Hell no, you ain't going outside. Go to your cell. My word, they start locking down on that bitch. You like, I'm looking like, what the fuck? I look, I see C.O. Hall. He stick his head in. He was like, lock down. Lock down right now. Right now. So they locking down. Like, fuck. So they lock us down. So we in the jump. Everybody like, oh shit. My man, the one that got the phone, he don't got no stash for it. Like he's the guy that just holds it during emergencies. Like, yo, hopefully they don't fuck with you. Like that's what he got. So he at the door like, yo, Weezy, like basically, what you want me to do, Weezy? I'm like, yo, I'm telling them, if they come to you, flush, yeah, flush. Break it and flush it. Yeah, that's what I'm telling them. I'm like, if they come to you, but I was like, if they don't, just hold off. Just hold off. So he give me the thumbs up. So we just all in the door like, fuck going on? I'm like, yo, this shit crazy. Know what I mean? So everybody looked up. They was like, yo, hey, look who they taking to the hole. So everybody like, look out the window. So everybody look out the window. My window was on the boulevard. Like I'm on the bottom tier right there. So I look out the window. I seen him taking 804 to jail. He was like, 804 went to the bin, y'all. So boom. I said, oh my God. I said, that's bro. I'm looking out the window like no. No, man. Bro, they took bro out. They took bro out, man. Gone. Out of there. Finito. Adios, amigo. He's out of there. My word, man. I'm like, man. Shit crazy, man. That's where I sat just back against my wall on the bed. I'm just like, yo, can't wait for lose. I'm like, this is a sign. This is a sign, bro. You about to go home, bro. Carry your ass to the streets, my nigga. So boom. But I'm still mad. I'm mad, y'all. Mad, man. I'm like, nah, man. Shit crazy. You hear, my word, you hear my door pop. My door pops. He was gonna stand up, what? I'm like, stand up? Like, yeah, stand up. I'm like, they get us up. Take him to the barber shop. Word, they took us to the barber shop. Script searched us. I'm like, what the fuck? When they finished script searching us, I come out the barber shop. I looked up. I seen whole fat ass standing by 42 paw. He was looking like this. He was like, I'm like, look at this motherfucker, man. I said, man, they took me back in. They all sit right there. Damn, that bitch trashing our shit. They trashing it. I'm talking trashing it. They blacking out on our shit. Blackout game. Hall walked over there. He was like, you ain't see nothing? I'm like, man, the balls on this police, man. I'm like, real talk. Like, yo, I was so like tempted to be like, yo, hey, look, hey, Sarge. Hey, yo, this dude right here bringing me the package, man. I can prove it. I was ready to do that, but I was like, you know what? I can't prove it. But I wasn't going to do that anyway. But I was that close to doing that shit, man. This cop ass nigga, man. I'm like, what the fuck? So he go back and say something to the CO again. You ain't find nothing. You ain't find nothing. And we're like, they ain't got shit. Nah, why you got something? Yeah, I'm like, I'm looking at this motherfucker like this police ass nigga, man. I'm like, I said, man, you a fucking real cop, man. It's my word. Goddamn. So they don't find shit. They dip. They dipped. They got us still locked down. So everybody like, yo, that shit crazy, bro. They locked up 804 over there. They was like, yo, they found a job. They found this. They found that. All type of shit, man. I'm like, oh, I'm like, yo, this shit. I said, man, this police ass nigga took that $500 from 804, man, and booked his ass, man. How crazy is that, man? How crazy is that, man? But like, y'all, that's why I be telling y'all. And that's why I said in the beginning, man, these police is up and down. This shit is an up and down situation when it comes to these COs in prison. You don't never know what, you can't do nothing but hope for the best. Because they can ruin you whenever they want to, man. They can ruin you whenever you want to, man. I promise you, man. The dude from 804 back there on everything. The rumor was that man was writing up all type of shit on Hall. Said Hall bringing the package, Hall doing this, Hall doing that. My word. I looked up. They said they put Hall fat ass on the fucking perimeter truck. They was making that nigga drive the perimeter truck around there. Because they was like, that shit was crazy how he knew that right. The room, this was what people were saying. Hall gave up that perfectly information about an inmate, and it was like for the inmate to say that information right back, they didn't really know who to believe, but they couldn't fire Hall, you know what I mean? But the dude went back there and told on Hall. But I couldn't blame him. I couldn't blame him, even though he said he never was going to do that. But I couldn't blame him though, you know what I mean? But he did what he did, so they ended up putting Hall ass on the fucking perimeter truck to do the little perimeter rounds around the penitentiary. We never seen him no more, man, but that whole situation got that police ass nigga out of our block. But I was so smart, man, and so happy that I didn't stay in the cell with that phone, because I would have been knocked. I'm on the bottom tail. I wouldn't even have had time to flush it. It's a touch screen. You got to break that shit up and do all of that shit before you flush it, man. I was blessed, man. I was able to duck that whole shit, man. But I was dealing with a nigga that used to be a cop. He's still a cop. He's always going to be a cop, man. And if y'all don't want to deal with these people, man, don't ever bring y'all ass to penitentiary, man. Period, man. But that was a crazy situation. And that's the end of the damn story, though. Man, y'all already know what it is, man. You got to stay out the way if you want to stay out here with your family. That's the only way you're going to be able to be out here with them, man. If you stay your ass out the way, man. That's all you got to do. I promise you. Period. But y'all already know what it is, man. This was the Thursday Banger Game. So what did y'all do this one? Like, subscribe, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. But be safe out there, y'all. And stay your ass out the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way, if you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous. Did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.